Calling Nigel, calling Nigel, calling Nigel on the iPhone. Won't show you his real number. Listen to the hold music, listen to the hold music, listen to the hold music. Ooh, ah. Bound chicka down. In my No Moss t-shirt. And my life is good cap.
You entered access code.
Hi, this is Joshua Esther, and I'm calling for an interview with Nigel.
Great. Okay, let me transfer you. Hold on.
Thank you very much.
One second.
Perfect, thanks.
Hello, Josh.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, but every time I talk to anyone in fashion, I get a pimple. What's up with this?
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe, you're just sort of you're rebelling, I guess.
My body is or something, so thank you for the pimple, Nigel.
My pleasure. Anytime. You can count on me for that.
Listen, you have some really interesting stuff behind the scenes that I'm not sure people know about, which kind of made the connection to smiley faces a little clearer to me. I heard a dirty rumor that you wanted to go to med school.
There was at a time I was meant to be going to med school. It was one of those situations where I'm not sure that I necessarily wanted to go, but I had the academic qualifications to go. And in England, when you're sort of at high school, you get pushed very early into certain fields, and from the age of 16 years old onwards, I only studied biology, chemistry, physics, and maths. That was it, nothing but those subjects. And that's just the way it is in England, so that you know at 18 that you're going to med school if that's what you're doing, or you're going to be a vet, or you're going to. And my passion on the side, my hobbies was always photography and fashion. I studied pattern cutting and design, and I actually at one point weaved my own material and made a suit out of it and cut the patterns the whole 9 yards. So that was what I was doing on the side. So that passion for fashion was always there.
Ooh, that's pretty snappy, that passion for fashion. I might steal it and give you absolutely no credit. Is that okay?
I don't think it's mine. I think I said it by accident. I'm sure someone from Queer Eye probably came up with that years ago.
Well, we won't. What, that show? Whatever. Listen, I'm a huge fan of yours, I have to tell you that, and when I told people that I'd be talking to you, biology did come into the conversation, so I'm now one of the most sought-after best friends forever because I'm talking to you. So you have a lot of fans out there, men, women, and all points in between.
Well, it's all good. I feel very honored and very lucky. We're on a really fun show that has a sort of cult following at this point. And I was just shooting a video about 2 hours ago in Times Square, and you really see people from all over the world who follow the show and who love it. They just get really excited by it. So we feel very lucky.
So I'll drop the name, America's Next Top Model. No, people really do enjoy it. In fact, I sit at home on Sundays. I'm the first one to admit it. I'm a loser and have no life, and I even watch the reruns.
There you go.
Which makes no sense because I know who's going to win.
Well, right, exactly.
And I know what you're going to say. But thank you for...
People watch it, I know. They love the reruns. It's sort of addictive, I guess.
So my promise to you is I'm not one of those snarky celebrity writers. There's one of them out there, and that's one more than we need. So this is going to be a really feel-good piece because
We like that.
it's a remarkable cause. And I don't think people really understand not just the medical impact of, the cleft palate and everything, but the whole emotional impact that it must have on a young person if something isn't done.
Absolutely. I think it's extremely difficult. I mean, I'm a father of 2 lovely children who are both born, extremely healthy and, without any medical problems at all. And the thought and the concept that anything could happen to them or might have happened to them, is wretched. In fact, my daughter got very sick with flu when she came out of hospital, and we actually spent Christmas Day and her first month of life in an emergency ward.
Ah.
And so I kind of had that terror for a moment of something horrible happening to a child. And I know that it's as difficult as it is for the kids, it's also extremely difficult for the parents. And perhaps potentially more so, because a child will be born and know no different. And if the child can get treated through, with help from a charity like, Smiley Faces, then perhaps hopefully they'll grow up never really knowing, how bad things could be. And I think the parents are just totally devastated too. And I know Adam Bell set up this charity because of his own child with
Right.
palate, and I think it's remarkable. And obviously, by having a photograph taken, that's a huge step. That's a huge stand to take for a young person, because it's sort of showing everyone your face with your surgery, and this is what I look like. And people react to someone who is smiling. Smile
Absolutely.
is that universal symbol of hello, I'm friendly, or I want to be your friend, and I'm happy. And without the smile, people people don't react well. So there's so much to be read into the name of the charity, what it's about, and what's happening, what these photographs mean to these young people. And obviously, it's fantastic that so many sort of professionals have step forward to take these photographs. And I think we all feel honoured. And I'm looking forward to meeting the little girl tomorrow and taking a picture, and her mother's coming and what have you. And it's very exciting. She's only 12 years old. I think the girl's name is Natasha.
Oh, how nice. And the thing that I find so interesting is you're not just a photographer, but you fill a niche in fashion and high fashion. And I mean, let's be honest, it's all about being beyond beautiful. It's almost perfection when we look at these pictures. And then on the flip side, you're coming up to a photo shoot where the whole goal is to honor imperfection. Do you take the picture any differently?
Funny you say that. I have a book coming out in the fall called The Beauty Equation. And the idea of the whole book is that through my experience of being a portrait photographer and being working in fashion, and my angle on fashion photography has always been portraiture, in the way I approach my subjects. And the idea is that people who I've photographed over the last 20 years and what have you, it's people who I remember, the people I thought were the most interesting and the most beautiful, weren't necessarily the sort of stick skinny models. They were in fact people who had lived a life and had loved and lived and learned, and that, or you could see that through their eyes. And I have no doubt that a young girl who's been through multiple surgeries and had to sort of brave it up and be probably pointed at and stared at in the playground has an extraordinary story to tell. And the fact that she's excited to be there, she's a fan of Top Model. We're going to have a lovely day. And I think that's you are truly a sum of your imperfections. You're not a sum of your perfections. But that is who we all are. And and I think if any of us think that we've got nothing wrong with us, then that's probably our biggest fault.
Well, absolutely. And I mean this with absolutely no sarcasm at all. This is a side of you that obviously none of us get to see, because that's what the show is about, something specific, and it's not about climbing inside your head and realizing that you're not sharing a brain cell with someone else. But my gosh, Nigel, what a remarkable outlook on the world. Obviously, that's why you chose to, or part of why you chose to look at the world through the camera lens. But the other question is, when any of us uses whatever level of celebrity or connections or energy to help a cause, it's important. But how do you choose? Because my guess is a lot of people come to you with a lot of options and opportunities with the best intentions, but you can't be everything to everyone. So why this?
People we get approached on a daily basis on many, many levels. But how it started out for me is I never set out to try and be a celebrity. It was I set out to be a photographer, and I was busy photographing and shooting. And when I got approached to be on Top Model,